welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk about the waiting room and how important is it for us to talk about this, right? Because why? Oftentimes as believers, we can find ourselves in the waiting room. And usually the waiting room is when we're waiting and believing for the promises of God to come to pass in our life. We're waiting to receive what He has spoken over our life. And so oftentimes we can find ourselves waiting on these things, waiting, right? And so I wanted to talk about this today because it's very important. You know, the Lord is doing so much in us as we wait, as we choose to wait and trust Him on the things that He has promised us in our life. You know, He's building patience in us. He's building endurance in us. He's building so many things that are really equipping us, shaping us, and molding us into the person that He has called and created us to be. Because why? He has a divine purpose for each and every one of us. And so it's so important for us to be ready to receive the things that He has for us. And so it's really a time of refinement. It's a time of reshaping and remolding. And only in this time of the waiting room is usually when He can do the most work in us to be able to prepare us for the things that He has for us. You know, He desires to give us our heart's desires. He desires to give us every single thing that He has promised us in this life. But it's important to know that He wants to make sure that we're ready to receive the things that He has for us, that we're ready to receive all of the promises and blessings that He has for us. And so we go through this life and we can find ourselves in the waiting room. You know, the waiting room really isn't punishment. It's just a time of, it could be a reflection, it could be a time of refinement, it could be a time of reshaping, remolding us into the person that we need to be. You know, God has predestined our lives. He has great plans for each and every one of us. And so sometimes, you know, we go through life and we have to wait. We have to know that waiting isn't punishment. It's just, we have to trust in the Lord and know that He will see us through. You know, the waiting room can feel sometimes discouraging. It can feel sometimes lonely, depending on what He has called and created you to do. But know that He is with you. Know that He never leaves you nor forsakes you. And so in due season, if we faint not, He will bring us to the things that He has for us. And so it's important for us to understand that and recognize that. You know, the waiting room can be interesting at times. You know, just like I said, it can be discouraging at times. It could be good days, it can be bad days, but know that it's important for us to lean into the Lord more and more each day, listening to His voice, listening to the instructions that He is telling us to do, listening to the things that He is telling us so that we can take steps each and every day that move us forward in the things that He has for us, right? And so we need to know that obedience is a big part as we're in the waiting room. You know, obeying the Lord, obeying the things that He has instructed us to do, you know, making sure that we are walking and living a life that's honoring and pleasing to Him. You know, it sometimes can feel like the waiting is a long time, but know that the Lord has great plans for you. Know that He will see you through. Know that He will bring you into an expected end. And so be encouraged today to know that you're not alone. Know that we all go through the waiting room. We all have to pass through the waiting room in order to get to the things that the Lord has for us. But know that there is a great reward on the other side. And so we must endure and continue to walk forward even when we don't see what He has spoken. We have to have faith to believe that He will bring things to pass even when we don't see it. That's what faith is all about. When we don't, we have to believe for things that we have not yet seen in this life. And so it's important for us to know that. You know, I've been waiting on quite a few things in my life, but I still choose to obey the Lord. I still choose to trust in the Lord and know that He will make these things come to pass. You know, He has promised me different things, and I have found myself in the waiting room time and time again, but I know that He's doing great things within me. He's building me, shaping me, molding me, and creating me to be the person that I need to be. in order to receive the things that he has for me. So be encouraged to know that, and know that you're not alone in it. Know that the Lord will see you through. Know that he has great plans for your life, and he desires to bring each and every promise that he has spoken over your life to pass. In due season, he will do these things. So be encouraged to know that, and I will talk to you guys soon.